a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes, it's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Open the pod bay doors, Val.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies close.
I am nothing! No!
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Get busy living. Or get busy dying.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Cinemaze, a podcast where a bunch of mates chat about cinema over some drinks. Today, I'm joined by our in-house Marvel expert, Angus, as well as Matt and Josh. Big thank you for all coming on. How are you all going?
Yeah, good, mate. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, cheers, man, for having us on.
Good to be
Appreciate
back.
it.
No worries. Good to have you. We got some serious content for the listeners today. So today we'll be changing it up and breaking down two movies in this episode. Morbius, led by Jarrod Leto, as well as the Wizarding World spin-off sequel, Fantastic Beasts, Secrets of Dumbledore, directed by David Yates and starring Mads Mikkelson, Jude and Eddie Redmayne. And to help us get through the episode, we'll be drinking a variety of beers. Boys, what have we all got?
I've got a tropical pale ale, fresh, fruity, and crushable.
Very good.
Bit of Shark Island Brewing Company.
Yeah,
and
nice.
Pale ale.
A few shitty beers for a few shitty movies.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Yeah, bottom of the fridge
The
beers.
Cooper's Brewery Dark Ale
Oh, God.
for these dark movies.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you just want to hear about one of the two movies, we'll leave the timestamps in the show notes so you can skip ahead and we won't bore you with the pain of some of these. And as always, please make sure you're following the podcast on your chosen streaming platform and leave a 5-star review. Also, check out the Cinemaze YouTube channel where I post video essays on film and TV characters. Now, let's get into it. As always, with these episodes, we like to get an idea of who our guests are and what they like to watch. So I like to ask a few questions about cinema. First question, I'll start with you, Josh. Timothée Chalamet or Tom Holland?
Oh, two young actors,
Yep.
arguably in their prime at the moment, but I
For
think
sure.
it's got to be Chalamet.
Nice.
He
Why?
just has. I think he's just a better actor. I mean, don't get me wrong, Tom Holland's a great actor.
Yeah.
And arguably probably the best Spider-Man out there. But I think, recently watched June, and I think that's one of Chalamet's best performances. Call Me by
100%.
Your Name as well, another
Yeah.
great movie.
Absolutely.
So it's hard to put that past him, I think.
For sure.
Agreed. Yeah. I've gone with Timothy as well. I think his breadth of work is just greater. So a couple mentioned there. Obviously, June. I think also Beautiful Boy is a very
that's a good one.
underrated film
Yeah.
by him. And also Willy Wonka coming up soon. That he's doing.
That's right.
Yeah,
Willy
he's got
Wonka.
quite a few.
So-
Edward Scissorhands as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a
Wow.
big slate coming through. So, yeah, good answer there.
I'll play devil's advocate here, being the in-house Marvel expert. I would have said Timothée Chalamet, but I'll just say Tom Holland. I recently watched Call Me by Your Name for the first time. I reckon Tom Holland has that range in him.
If he was to do Call Me
if he
by
was
Your
to do
Name.
that movie, if
Okay,
you give him
that's
more,
an interesting take.
if you give him more roles outside of playing Spider-Man,
Well,
Yeah.
remember
Yeah.
Tom Holland in Impossible or the
When he
Tsunami
was
movie?
11
Yeah,
years
when he was
old.
like 11 years old.
that's
And he
range.
was great.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
And
was.
Devil All the Time, pretty not a well-known movie,
That's
but
a
he was
really
pretty
good
decent
film.
in that.
He is really good in that.
And you got to take into fact that he's also British, and most of the time he's playing American roles. That's pretty talented.
Yeah, for sure.
Very true.
That does kind of get swept under the rug. So, nice take there, Angus. Next question, Wes Anderson or Paul Thomas Anderson?
Ooh, it's a tough one, but I think I have to give it to Wes Anderson.
Okay,
Um,
nice.
Just because I love Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah,
I think it's a great movie. Also love Fantastic Mr. Fox as well.
100%.
I think that's a very underrated movie.
Absolutely.
And I think he has a unique style that isn't
Yeah.
really matched by any other director out there, in my opinion.
For sure. He's crafted it himself and it's very him. And
Yeah.
his movies are just very enjoyable and lighthearted. So
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Paul Thomas Anderson's got
Yeah.
good flicks as well, but yeah,
100%.
definitely Wes.
it's a tough question and that's why we asked them.
There Will Be Blood takes the cake from those two directors for me. So, and
Okay.
I recently watched Grand Budapest as well, so that's fresh in my mind.
And you thought-
that was a great.
Well, they're
movie
very
experience,
different movies.
of course, but my sort of vibe of a movie, PTA's There Will Be Blood probably hits that a bit more.
Okay, cool. Interesting. Matt?
Yeah, I've also gone with Wes Anderson. To be fair, I don't think I've seen many Paul Thomas Anderson films. Like
Fair enough.
There Will Be Blood, I don't think I've seen it. So maybe it's a
Great
recommendation.
movie.
So I can't really compare, but I do
Yeah.
love Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Nah, it's a good one for sure. Next question. Zendaya or Anya Taylor-Joy?
Is it a competition? No, yeah. So I've gone with Zendaya. I think Anya Taylor-Joy is also great. I think in Northman, I'm yet to see it, but I think she'll be
She's really good in
I
Northman.
was quite disappointed actually. I went to go book some tickets for Hoyts for the Northman. It's not even showing anymore.
No
And I feel
way.
like it came out like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I saw
they
it-
like
I saw
had
it
like
last
one
Tuesday.
session for like 4 days.
So
It
I
was
feel
just
like
one
it's going to
session.
be, yeah, I don't know if that's because it's performed poorly in the cinemas.
I
I
think
think
it's
it's- I think it's
okay
just
for like
too,
an
like-
indie film.
I think it's just too like out there, like too X-rated or R-rated or whatever you call
Right.
it.
Yeah, it is pretty
Right.
brutal, but
Yeah.
still, I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, so I can't wait to see that. But yeah, Zendaya, I think she's been doing some great stuff. Also,
In Euphoria.
yeah, I haven't seen Euphoria. We'll get to that later.
What's that black and
And-
white film she was recently in with?
I don't
was a
know it,
short
but
film or
yeah, it's like
something?
a short film.
And
with,
also like
John
The
Washington.
Greatest Showman. Everyone always forgets
Oh,
that she was
great
in that
movie.
film
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
with my boy Zac Efron.
Yeah, no, she's definitely taken some better roles from her Disney days. So good answer there.
Look, I'll hit Zendaya as well.
Being the Marvel expert.
No, I honestly, I haven't seen The Witch from Anya Taylor-Joy. I've seen Queen's Gambit, obviously. Just something about her facial expression and the way she acts. For me, it feels one-dimensional. It feels like she can only do certain characters.
Okay.
She
What
does-
about the Northman?
That felt one-dimensional for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Don't agree. You don't have to. You don't have to.
I don't
with me.
agree. I don't agree. I think she does it like because that's her character.
Well, exactly.
most-
But she's
I
getting
know what you
typecast to
mean.
these really like solemn, staring characters that don't like Skarsgård is like screaming.
Yeah,
and
like
yelling
think
and that,
about
and
what
going either way.
Think about what she's played. Like Split, for pretty serious, like tormented character. The Northman, like playing a witch. The Witch playing a witch. Like
Yeah.
she hasn't got like a comedy role yet, and maybe when she does,
Yeah.
well, Queen's Gambit, she's
pretty
bit
serious in
comedic.
that,
She's
Still
serious, man.
takes drugs. Like
Just chess, bro.
she's a bit more fun.
I would
Okay.
say Zendaya's range is
All right.
it's definitely been shown off way more.
You a big Anya Taylor-Joy
No,
fan?
I
are
just
you?
think like people throw her under the rug. Like she's.
I think it'll be
she's
a different
talented.
conversation in 5 years' time.
Yeah,
think.
I agree.
Yeah.
We'll see what you think by then, Angus.
Yeah, when this is going in 5 years' time.
Next question: the other guys or Wedding Crashers?
Oh, another tough one. But recently watched both of them in preparation for this, and I think I have to give it to the other guys
Nice.
just because of that tuna monologue. I think
The
it's
tu-
so iconic.
Yeah,
Wedding Crashers, great movie. I wish they did a second one.
100%.
Funeral crashes.
Yeah, Funeral Crashers. Yeah, true.
I don't think that could be made anymore. Like those
Yeah.
sorts of comedies,
but I
but
think the other guys for me is the like top 3 comedy movies
Yeah.
of all time.
100%. It's so quotable. It's so rewatchable as well. Matt.
Yeah, I've gone with The Wedding Crashers actually.
Ah,
I
okay.
just think Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson are just dynamic duo.
Yeah. Great pairing.
I just think, yeah, don't get me wrong, I do like the other guys, but I feel like you've either got a spot for Will Ferrell or you don't. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes you can be like, okay, bro, like this is a bit cringy now.
Yeah.
And like I feel like with like I love Mark Wahlberg as well, but yeah, Wedding Crashers for
No,
me.
I agree. I think like I don't think I've seen any of Will Ferrell's recent stuff like Daddy Home and all that because I think that's
Yeah.
getting a bit cringe from his like better stuff.
Holmes and Watson, you can miss that one.
Yeah, so I do see what you mean. Nice take there, Angus.
I'll go Wedding Crashers too. Probably watched it 2 times more than the other guys,
Okay.
and I find that a bit more quotable. Just Vince Vaughn. I reckon he's one of the top comedic actors, and it's a shame that you don't see him in many of those roles anymore.
Yeah. Well, he is older and he's kind of gone to the more dramatic stuff, which is kind of good. Next question: Ozark or Euphoria?
Have not seen it either.
Whoa.
Which
That's
is probably gonna
okay.
ruin my street cred, but is Ozark's on the list, and I think Euphoria will be my next binge show. I'm currently watching Succession.
Nice.
So I will get to it eventually, but
Yeah.
not at this stage.
Can absolutely attest that they're both to the same caliber of Succession. So
okay.
stick
Big
with
talk.
it.
He's got to throw
Stick with
Succession
it.
in there to get brownie points from you.
Yeah. Matt?
Yeah, Ozark. I haven't actually watched Euphoria.
Okay.
But I watched Ozark when it first came out.
Nice. Because you've been a loyal Ozark fan.
Yeah. So I do like it. I think it's a really like unique take. Yeah, I honestly haven't seen Euphoria, and I don't think I will.
Fair enough.
I've
That's
just,
all right.
I don't know, like I kind of want to as well, but I've seen a lot of like memes and stuff. It's just like the boys who haven't seen Euphoria, and it's just like let's unite kind of thing like that.
Yeah.
Like people were just like kind of talking shit about it, but
Yeah. No, that's all right. Angus?
I'll say Euphoria because I've only watched season 1 of Ozark. So you never know.
you just gave up on it after.
In a couple months' time, I might change my answer. But
Yeah, nah.
go with
Season
Euphoria.
Which
season
one is
4.
better in your opinion?
I don't know. They're very different. Like Ozark, you're talking about a family that launders money for a drug cartel, whereas Euphoria is like a teen drama. But I'd probably say Euphoria is better.
Is that because you made a video about it, or?
No,
Check it
but
out.
listeners should check that out anyway. But no, I just think like it's very they're both very unique, but it's season 4 of Ozark. It does get a bit repetitive, and they're closing it off. So
Yeah.
it can get a bit stale, but it's still really good. So I go with Euphoria there. Now into the deeper questions. First one, most memorable movie that you saw in theaters.
Look, Marvel movies gonna hold a special place in my heart, but
Yep.
for me, it's actually Sam Mendes, 1917.
Wow.
Just
Nice.
because I went and saw it with my dad. I think we'd just come out of lockdown at the
Yeah.
time it came out, and Dad isn't a big movie fan. Every time we go to the cinemas, he usually walks out halfway through.
No way.
But
That is a
we both
sin.
walked out of 1917 just absolutely gobsmacked by
Yeah.
what we watched.
The ending as well is
Oh,
an absolute climax.
Incredible.
If there is
and
one.
the way he made that film anyway. We don't need to go into it, but
Yeah.
it's a great movie.
Absolutely. Can definitely see why that was memorable.
yeah, I think like No Way Home trumps everything, but I'll maybe be a little bit different because I feel like No Way Home's a very common answer. I feel like the first Avatar was very very, very memorable just
Yeah.
because at the time, I think it was like 2012.
It might have been like 2008 even.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Long time.
But at the time, you were like in like year 6 or something like that.
With the 3D glasses.
Yeah, and you were like, whoa, like this is like at the time, like the CGI and like the film of it was just like incredible. So yeah, give it to
bring those
Avatar.
3D glasses back, I reckon.
I think they are for the
No way.
second one.
Really?
I heard somewhere that they
No way.
bring 3D glasses back for some film, and I was like,
I have like a whole box of like 30 of them in my house.
Oh my God.
Spy Kids 3D, most underrated film.
So iconic. Next question, fastest TV show binge.
There's a lot, but probably Killing Eve, one of my
Okay.
favorite TV shows ever, and I think I watched the first season in probably a day.
Is that with Jodie Comer?
Jodie Comer, Sandra Oh,
Yeah.
BBC show.
Yeah.
Definitely give it a watch if you can.
Why?
Fantastic.
I've heard good things. Why is it so bingeable?
I think the character Villanelle, played by Jodie Comer, is just so unique and different that you don't really see any other TV characters like that.
Wow. What,
And the
like-
dynamic between Jodie Comer and Sandra Oh is amazing. When you see them on screen together, that's really worth watching.
Okay,
It's
cool.
like based on a true story or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know, actually. Might be. Yeah.
Interesting. Matt, fastest binge?
Yeah, so I'm not a big binge TV kind of guy. Like I like to space it out, so I've got something to watch every night, kind of thing.
Okay.
So
You're
I
an anti-binger.
yeah, I'm a bit of an anti-binger, but in saying that, I've got 2 which I wasn't sure which one to go with. So the first one being actually Game of Thrones for the second time around.
Okay.
I think I watched for about all 8 seasons in like a month, which is
That's
like
pretty good.
not
That's pretty
bad,
impressive.
Yeah.
not bad. But and that's for the second time, and then the other option was actually Bridgerton, the
Okay.
Netflix TV show. I think I
Yeah,
watched that in it's one season of like 8 or 10, and I watched that in about a weekend.
Season 2 just came out as well.
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah,
Do you endorse that?
yeah, it's actually pretty decent TV. Actually, season 1 is much better than season 2 in my opinion.
Okay.
But
It's
I
like,
watched.
it's like old timey England, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm not about that.
Well, yeah.
Is it like trashy or is it actually like good?
No, I thought it was actually quite good. Like it's, I don't know how to explain it. It's like that old timey like English, like I don't know, 1700 kind of thing like that. But it's just like it's got a lot of twists and a lot of like it's more of a drama TV show.
Right. So it's not just like a rom-com type thing.
No,
It's like, so it's like deep stuff going on under the surface. of
yeah,
this, like,
yeah, exactly.
facade
Like a lot of backstabbing, a lot of like,
Okay. Cool.
and yeah. So that was probably about over a weekend, maybe 4 days.
Nice.
I'll throw another one out there. The Ted Bundy like documentary
Oh, yeah.
tapes.
Oh yeah,
So
that was good.
So yeah, not the Zac Efron movie, like the
The confession
6 or 8
tapes.
episode
Yeah.
confession tapes. They
That
leave
was
you
a
on like
good
a
one.
cliffhanger every time, and you know that it's like a real story, and the whole
Yeah.
world followed it.
Mm.
So that was
You know they left a lot out of that
for what reason?
just because he did even more insanely like titter things that they couldn't include.
Yeah,
I won't even
probably
say them,
yeah,
but-
probably not Netflix Netflix rated.
No, but definitely a good show.
Zac Efron movie is pretty good as well.
Yeah, in the dramatized version
Yeah.
for sure. Next question: favorite Australian movie?
Australian movie, does it have to be made in Australia or what's the criteria?
Yeah,
I don't
when I
know.
was searching
There's a
this
lot
up,
of
there
movies
was some
made in Australia that aren't Australian, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
like
I'd say it's pretty open ended. Like whether it's based in Australia, whether it's made in Australia, whether it's made by someone who is Australian.
Right. Okay.
Take your pick.
I had a quick like look through. So I went with Lion.
Okay, yeah.
with Dev Patel.
Yeah.
I think because that's a pretty true Australian film.
Yeah, 100%.
And I thought that was I've watched it 2 or 3 times. I think it's just an incredible moving picture. But yeah, if you were to say like filmed in Australia, like Mad Max Fury Road, I think is somewhat Australian.
100%.
One of the best movies of all time.
Yeah, so good. There's some seriously underrated Australian films.
Oh.
So.
Rabbit Proof Fence.
Oh.
From watching that in school.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
you're right.
Dude, it's actually a good story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
They're like all like majority Australian actors. You can see here the main actor is not Australian, but yeah, good story. I remember I think I watched it like 3 times throughout school, like in different classes in different years.
Yeah, it's a pretty classic school movie, but it is a good movie. Josh?
Thinking about it now, probably a movie called Red Dog.
Okay.
Probably,
Is that
I've
the
never
one?
got around to
It's
actually
too
watching
sad,
it.
that one.
Yeah.
it's pretty sad, but yeah, it's set in WA. But yeah, I think that movie hits pretty close to home for me.
If anyone's got a
enough.
dog, it's guaranteed tears, I reckon.
It's kind of like Marley and Me.
I think that's
if you
why I
are.
haven't watched it because I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to like
Still
put
scarred.
myself. Yeah, I'm still scarred
Yeah.
from Marley and Me. But no, I've heard good things about it. So good answer there. Next question: a movie that you think everyone needs to see.
This was a really tough one. There's so many good options out there. American Psycho,
Nice,
I think.
great
So-
movie.
Okay, so I rewatched it last week, and I don't know what is going on, but it's not on a single streaming site.
it
It's
not?
been taken down off everything, so I had
Wow.
to watch it on the internet
Illegally.
I won't say anything. But I was very, very confused, and I was googling and trying to
Yeah,
find
yeah.
it all. I
Wow.
was just taken down from everything. Yeah, so American Psycho is just, I think it is obviously so gruesome and just so intense, but I find it so hilarious,
Yeah.
that they have been able to picture like this character Patrick Bateman as just like, I think it's so accurate that it's funny.
Yeah,
Like that kind of
absolutely.
Wall Street, like,
Yeah.
you know,
How
that
good's
kind
the
of,
morning routine when he's getting ready?
Oh,
it's
it's
so
iconic.
iconic. Yeah.
It's so good, and Bale is just amazing. So definitely need to see it if you haven't already.
I'll go Manchester by the Sea.
Okay.
Casey Affleck's best performance.
Yep.
Um,
Pretty dark though.
It's dark, man. But like, if you're like emotional on a Sunday or something, and you really want to get in your feelings even more, and you flick that on,
you want to get darker every
Yeah.
Sunday.
Well, it's gonna hurt you. But yeah, I remember watching like, and then you get 15 minutes through, and you find out why this guy is like so dark,
Yep.
and it's insane the scene that they show you, like what happens, and just like his acting. So yeah, a great flick there.
100%. Josh?
Another obscure answer, but a French film called Amélie.
Okay,
starring
yeah,
Audrey
yeah.
Tautou, who was also in the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah.
And I remember watching it when I was about 15. I must have been studying French or something. And it's just a film about how good things come to those who do deeds for other people. And I just found it really interesting for some reason. So
Yeah.
it's one of those films you can put on and just feel really good about.
Yeah.
After you've seen it.
Bit different to Manchester
different
by
to
the Sea.
Oh, so after you watch Manchester by the Sea, put on
Amélie.
Amélie, and then you'll level out.
Yeah, you'll be net. No, I've always like seen it and needed to watch it.
Yeah.
Like, it's on the list. So
It's in French, obviously, right?
Yeah, it's in
So,
French, yeah.
help
good
my brain
answer
with
though.
those captions.
For sure. Next question: favorite streaming service?
It's got to be Netflix.
You reckon?
I think.
Everything gets taken off Netflix.
Yeah,
It's
I know,
there for like a
but-
month.
Well, you got Bridgerton.
That's it. That's all you need, right? So, I'm quite particular, right? And with Stan, the one thing that annoys me the most is the search bar. I don't know if you've realized it, but it's across in one line, and you're like clicking like to get from A to Z.
Yeah,
I find that
functionally,
so
it's
frustrating. It turns me off Stan. But yeah, I think I honestly haven't spent too much time on the other platforms. Like a bit on Amazon Prime, but I'm like, I pay for Amazon Prime. Why am I paying to rent films as well? Like I get that they've
true.
got everything, but Netflix I think has just got like I feel like you can just go on Netflix and just like you'll be able to find something.
You'll be able to
you
find
watch.
heaps of stuff. Yeah, fair enough. Good
I'll
answer.
say Stan. The amount of times I look up a movie, like what streaming site it's on, and I'm shocked that it's on Stan.
Stan has a lot.
And it like makes me happy that it's there. So I'm like, okay, sweet. But also their browse section is shit. Like because it shows all the Stan originals, which aren't that good.
No.
Yeah.
And you can never if I browsed, I would never see like movies that I would like to watch.
No,
But
you
then
have to
when I
you have to
them
know
up,
what you want
I'm
if
like,
you
oh,
want
it's on
Stan.
Stan, but then you have to search it. So
Yeah,
it doesn't
that's a
pop
good thing I
up for
like
you.
about Netflix.
Yeah,
It's just
Netflix
like
shows
you watch
like
this
the
film,
popular stuff.
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
like these might like
Because the
suit
algorithm
you.
knows what you
Yeah.
would want to watch.
Algorithm.
Yeah, this is just a feedback session for San. So
Yeah.
if you're listening
take
out there,
notes.
yeah, you can have this. Josh?
Just because I'm using it at the moment, it would probably be binge.
Okay.
Just because I'm using it. Yeah, Game
A lot of
Thrones,
HBO,
Game of Thrones
yeah.
is on there as well. So yeah, a lot of good movies as well.
Yeah.
Some content that's not on other platforms. So,
Definitely.
Yeah, probably binge.
Good answer. Last question. TV show that you're watching at the moment. You guys have already kind of mentioned them, but any others?
I'm watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay.
Yeah, shout out Ethan Wilkes. He's been pressuring me to watch that for months.
Is it
And
good?
I started.
thankful that Ethan has
started like a
recommended
week
it?
ago. It's the longest running sitcom apparently.
Yeah.
Started a week ago. I'm on season 8 already. I think.
Are you kidding? Season 8 in 8 seasons in a week.
Yeah.
How many episodes per season?
I don't know. I just swipe my mouse up. I'm like, oh, I'm on like season 5 now. I thought I
Oh
was on
my
season
God.
two.
Surely they're
Are
finding
you like
it.
watching it at work or
They're
something?
like 20. They're like 20 minutes long.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Right.
Wow, that's some
Um,
serious binging.
That was a bit like with me in the office.
Yeah.
So I am watching it for the third time. Call me stale, but I'm actually not a big TV show guy. I'm more of a movie guy.
Okay.
Like if I'm like finished work or whatever, like come home and then you're like, oh, what should we do? Just like let's
Yeah.
put on a movie. However, I am watching Moon Knight. So I'm up to the season finale.
Nice.
Yeah, that's about it right
You
now.
liking it?
Yeah, it's okay.
There's a lot of ends to tie up in the last
Yeah,
episode.
no, I can't wait for the last episode, but that's really the only TV show. I actually started watching The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Sabrina the Witch like TV
Yeah,
show.
yeah. I've never watched it myself, but I have heard
So-
about it.
yeah.
Is Sabrina the Witch like a show back from like the 80s or something?
Yeah, this is just like
Is it a
Yeah.
spin-off? Or?
no, yeah, it's like the same thing, but it's like redone like Netflix style.
Right. Oh,
Like
okay.
it's like Riverdale from the same comics.
Right.
So yeah, I started that last night and it's not bad.
Interesting.
We'll see.
Josh, what are you watching?
Yeah, well,
Other than
besides-
Succession?
Other than Succession, I've just started Winning Time on binge,
Okay.
which is a show
nice.
about the Showtime Lakers. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's good so far. I only watched one episode.
Nice.
So
No, I've heard good things about Winning Time as well. So good answers there, boys. Now, getting into the Cinemates elevator pitch. In the last episode, we had a pitch from Millie who recommended Call Me By Your Name. And I can't believe I hadn't watched this yet, but it was so good. I absolutely loved it. Such a beautiful movie. Arnie Hammer and Timothée Chalamet, they absolutely kill it. The story is just so wholesome. It made me want to go to Italy, like, as I was watching it. And I just enjoyed it so much that I think it actually might deserve its own episode, Millie. So thank you. And we will definitely be discussing it soon. Now, for the next elevator pitch, we've got Pat. So let's hear what he's recommending.
Hey, Cinemates. Friend of the podcast here, Pat. Just wanted to touch base and provide you with a bit of an elevator pitch for a show that I've absolutely been loving at the moment, Top Boy on Netflix. Brought to you by producers Ronan Bennett and Aubrey Graham, otherwise known as Drake. This show explores mainly, I guess, the housing estates of East London and the plight of some differing gangs and, in particular, drug wars that obviously manifests itself, throughout the setting of the show. It's both obviously explored in East London and also taken international as well. The show is absolutely incredible, filled with all the drama and action that would come with, a little synopsis like that. Rotten Tomatoes is given at 95%. I think it should have been a clean 100, but, we'll let bygones be bygones. Whilst I have you as well, probably one of the most musically talented casts to grace the silver screen in quite some time. Rappers Dave, Kano, Kit, and also singer Thames as well. All prominent figures on the show as well. So there's 4 seasons now. Get into them and hope you'll love them. I certainly have as well.
Okay, interesting, Pat. Top Boy. I have seen it on Netflix, and a lot of people have been pressuring me to watch it, but I've sort of never got around to it. Have you guys seen Top Boy?
No, but I've had pressure from many people as well.
Yeah, a lot of pressure about Top Boy.
It's like aggressive pressure.
Yeah, it's everyone feels so strongly by it. So thank you, Pat. We'll definitely give it a watch and we'll see how it goes. So getting into it, to listeners out there who haven't seen Morbius or Secrets of Dumbledore yet, boys, what would you say about the movies in one word?
Expected.
Okay. Josh?
Oh, disappointing.
Okay. Interesting. My one word is going to be joke. Matt, what have you got?
You're a joke.
Matt?
It was shit. So shit is my one.
Shit's your word. Yeah, pretty fitting. No, I think both were pretty disappointing. So for the people who haven't seen it, I'd probably say don't see either.
Don't spend. Don't
waste of money.
Don't give the studio your money.
$40.
Yeah, absolutely. But there, you got some words from us, so we'll be talking about some spoilers from here on. But before we get into it, we'll take a short ad break. All right, so getting into Morbius first. Boys, what were your sort of favorite scenes or quotes, if any?
I was going to say, do we have any?
Nah.
Not really.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, I didn't have a single one. Like, I'm glad that they also, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but there's obviously a lot of marketing for Morbius, and in the trailer they had that like stupid scene where he's like with the like robbers or something, and he's like, he said, "I'm Venom," and then he's like, "Oh, just kidding!" Like Dr. Michael Morbius at your service. I was like,
you know, he says I'm Venom in the movie as well.
Yeah, but he doesn't say.
I was like, what?
I don't get it.
The only thing that I liked about this movie was that they didn't include the Dr. Michael Morbius part.
But why would you say I'm Venom? It doesn't make any sense.
I don't get it.
It's not funny.
They're just referencing it for no reason.
So, Sony's trying to do crossovers like the MCU does, but they just can't do it.
Shut up. Yeah, so that was like the only good choice that they made.
It wasn't the only thing they cut out of the trailer as well. But we'll get
absolutely.
I actually didn't mind the character of Morbius, like the villain / superhero, whatever he is. Like, I think it's a decent idea, and I can see like where they want to go with it, but it was just so poorly done. Like I think the character itself has got some potential.
Did you like Jarrod Leto at all?
You know, I don't mind Jarrod Leto. People give him a lot of crap. But I actually I feel sorry for the guy. Like,
you feel sorry for him. He's getting paid like millions of dollars.
Yeah, I know, but he's I think he's a really good actor, but he just cops it. I think he just does one like shit films from like one to the next. Honestly.
Yeah, he's had a bad run.
Yeah, I don't know what his agent's doing. Like,
his agent.
maybe don't be the Joker who's like the fifth Joker and like and try method act your way.
Well,
into
like
it.
you think when you hear like Jarrod Leto's the next Joker, you're like, okay, like he could actually like, pull it off at the time, but since then he's just spiraled.
Yeah,
I think since Dallas Buyers Club, just
he's great.
been meh.
100%.
I was just gonna say his last 2 comic book adaptations haven't been great, have they?
No,
Not at all.
Did you have any nice things to say about the movie, Josh?
I do like Jarrod Leto.
Okay.
So yeah, and I didn't mind the character. I think they tried to obviously use the comic books as much as they could, and there were elements of that in the movie, but just way overdone in my opinion, and an okay performance from Jarrod Leto. Probably, not a great one, but
I think the writing probably didn't do him
help,
many favors either.
Yeah.
What did you have here? One of the writers was like wrote Power Rangers.
So,
like that's like
speaking of like,
so how was it? You know the lines that come from Power Rangers. Like you're not gonna have that. Witty responses.
So if you're Sony and you're like, okay, let's get this Morbius character in, like, why are you getting the writers of Power Rangers?
Yeah,
like,
so they've decided to go away from the Marvel creators or like the Marvel producers, because they want to do their own thing. But it's just like it clearly doesn't work. Like, have a look at yourself, champ.
Yeah, exactly. So that just kind of is pretty telling of the writing. So it sounds like there weren't many good things that we liked about this movie. Let's get into the many bad parts. What were some notable ones for you guys?
Most of mine are at the end of the movie, so I can jump in later.
Okay.
So one that's just like I can't deal with is that scene with Matt Smith dancing in the hotel room when he gets his powers.
Oh my god!
Okay,
Is that how long is that? Did that go for like a minute or something? Or
It
like
goes for
45
like
seconds?
ages.
stupid amount of time, and I'm just sitting there like trying to sink into my like the chair in the cinema, like trying not to be
Why
seen
am I
by
here?
anyone.
Why-
Like, and he's like dancing to like that. It's like that sex song or something like that, and he's just it's the worst thing I've ever watched in my entire
It's
life.
so stupid.
It was hard to watch a bad performance from Matt Smith, to be honest.
It
Just 'cause I'm a
really
big
was.
Doctor Who fan.
Yeah.
But I just did not understand why he was in the movie.
No,
It made absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
to me.
Also, like
No, jump into his character. His character makes no sense.
his character makes no sense. So his real name is Lucius, but he was called Milo for no reason by Morbius as a kid, and then like it was so predictable that he was gonna end up like abusing the powers and like we can obviously dive in more, but
predictable film.
so predictable. But just on the Milo note, like at the start, they like tried to establish this backstory like so quickly, and
The whole movie's rushed in general.
it's so rushed. Like make it longer for starters, and
Not
the
really, 'cause I
dialogue.
don't want to sit through all of it.
Well, no, but maybe it would have been
Yeah.
better if it was longer.
You drew it out a bit.
But the dialogue was just so shit. And at the start, like one thing that was like really annoying was so Milo, whatever his name is, he like just passes out randomly, and then like there's no staff anywhere, and Morbius like just like
Well, they're
apparently,
probably in some really underfunded like orphanage or something like that.
yeah, but like I don't know, I just like to start like that, I was like, this is gonna be so shit. Like, and then they end up like wanting to do his like kind of illegal experiments with the bats and stuff, and they say, oh yeah, we've got to do it on international waters because we can't do it anywhere else. And then the next scene is like at sea, and it says international waters, like as like setting the scene. It's we know that it's international waters. Like we don't need to see that shit. Just so stupid. So the female character, one of the female leads, Martine, played by Adria Arjona, she's like doing the experiments with Morbius.
Yeah.
On this ship that they've hired like security for, and the security guards are just like being dicks like at them for no reason. And then when Morbius like becomes the vampire, they just start shooting him, even though Morbius would have hired them to be there. Like
doesn't
these things didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of that
I
sort
think
of
it was
part
like
of the movie?
as if they were trying to be there like in secret, but they were on a huge
Yeah.
boat in international waters.
Yeah. And then
You've got a
also
crew.
like the girl gets knocked out by the security guards, and then Morbius ends up killing everyone on the ship. And then she's just like in a coma needing oxygen, but she just got knocked out. Like, did you guys think that was...
I didn't understand it.
Like, why does she
Brain
need
trauma.
oxygen?
The guy packs a wallop, that bloke.
What, the security guard? Oh, no.
Well,
Like-
did she not hit her head on the ground? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
come on.
I'm no doctor, but like, like I just
don't
thought
know.
it made no sense. And then like, I think we talked about
the
it before.
speed of the movie pisses me off in general. Just like, when you watch a superhero movie and they sort of suck at the start and like
Yeah,
they have some sort of form of redemption that needs to make them like harness their powers.
yeah,
He's like in his office and he starts like doing backflips everywhere and like
yeah.
like throwing this ball around and like being a beast. And you're like, mate, you just learned that within like 30 seconds. So you just like
Yeah. There's no
found out
like
every single thing you
adversity.
can do. Like if
No.
a human developed powers of a bat, like you're gonna be a bit spastic to start with.
Oh,
They obviously
100%.
wanted to get to that fight scene as quickly as possible.
Yeah, literally. And also like going back to the whole Milo Matt Smith character, like we all said how kind of predictable it was that he wanted the cure and like to have the powers, but then he goes from like being Morbius's best friend to then just like being a psychopath and wanting
Yeah.
to like kill him like just for no reason as well.
Morbius is gonna like get a cure for himself too,
Yeah.
because he's afraid of what he might do, like by drinking other people's blood. So he says, "Oh yeah, I'll cure you too," and he's like, "No, I don't want that."
Yeah, but like
Why am I finding myself sticking up for this movie?
No, but then he kills like all these police officers and like random people just cause.
because he got beaten up when he was like 10.
It's just
What?
shit.
Made no
I have no
sense.
idea.
What about also like the kind of random love story with Martin and Morbius? Like,
Yeah.
did we need that?
Yeah.
Like-
I think so. Like one thing that I noticed is like I'm not a big don't really know much about vampires or how they work or anything
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, right? And so like the scene where he bites her on the lip or something like that, and then she comes back to life, like when she dies.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
like,
damn.
how the fuck did she just come back to life?
Oh, no.
I'm like asking.
I reckon she becomes like some sort of something,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably, but apparently it's because like
Sequel?
if you
I'll watch it.
it's
No
something to do
way.
with like the blood of a vampire
Yeah.
before like someone else dies or whatever like that, it can like bring you back to life or something, right? But no one explained this. You just expected to know like how
Yeah, everyone's meant to
vampires
know
work.
about vampire
Yeah,
law.
yeah.
And all that crap.
Also, like when she died, I was like, okay, like finally, like something bad happens to Morbius, and then when she does come back, it's like I don't even care. Like,
Yeah.
what's she gonna be? Like, she's gonna have her own spin-off movie. Like,
because there was
no one's
there's not
gonna
like
watch it.
huge character development in any of it. Like
no,
you just see Michael Morbius, like Jared Leto, like really skinny, like being all like crumbly
Yeah,
And
with
then he
his
got
little
jacked.
with his little cane, and then
Yeah.
you get heaps jacked, and you're like, okay, cool. Like there's no emotional connection you have with any of these
no
people.
emotional connection at all. Also, like the CGI was pretty shit. Did you guys think that?
Yeah. Yeah. They
wasn't
clearly
great.
didn't put much
It-
money.
yeah, and
into
like
it.
the cameras like flying past to like.
Well, yeah,
make
what
it-
I was saying to you the other day, like you're watching this fight scene of these guys going like insane speed of these
Yeah.
bat like powers, and then it will slow mo for like a second. You're like, oh, that's what's going on, and then it will again. You're having like an aneurysm.
It's
You're
like
oh.
yeah.
You're
Yeah.
seeing a lot of blobs on the screen and then
Yeah,
slow-mo.
yeah, slow mo and then blobs again.
Yeah.
Also, like I don't know about you guys, but I thought Morbius's powers were a bit ridiculous. Like he's got the like hypersonic hearing or whatever, and apparently he can hear like 3 kilometers away. Like I'm sorry, that's not like how would that even work to hear like
Yeah.
one person like
That thing
3
that
kilometers
when
away?
he did that with his ears, oh, that freaked me out. When
Yeah.
it, like turned into like little like gills. Or something.
Yeah, like just fucking weird. Any other sort of parts that kind of pissed you off?
Oh, right, yeah. The post credit scene.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
When I just don't understand. First of all, they're not in the same universe as the MCU. So post credit scene, right? The Vulture, Adrian Toomes arrives and talks to Morbius,
Mm.
setting up the Sinister Six to fight whatever Spider-Man is in their universe, assuming it's Andrew Garfield.
Yep.
And first of all, we saw No Way Home. How does Adrian Toomes get from that universe to Morbius's universe when Doctor Strange was bringing people into his universe. So,
Yeah,
like,
not the other way around.
And then also, I don't know if Morbius became like a bit more evil when he bit that chick's like lip and had human blood for the first time.
Yeah.
So maybe he's a bit G'd up now, but he
went from being
was meant
like
to
a
be
good guy.
a nice guy trying to
Yeah.
like not do anything wrong with his powers.
Yeah.
Adrian Toomes goes, "You want to fuck this Spider-Man guy up?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm all for it."
What the
Yeah,
hell?
yeah.
Like,
And then
undid
it
the
just
whole
ends,
movie.
and I'm like, okay, like what?
I've got no idea.
stupid.
It's only a tryhards, man.
They're just
Yeah.
rushing. I think they're just going to rush the Sinister Six and
Oh,
hope it works.
yeah, just like try and
kinda
get some
Justice
money.
League. Yeah.
Also, like, so Vulture was like very much in the trailers, and you thought he would be like a bigger part.
really annoyed me.
And I saw on
Was he?
IMDb,
Yeah.
What trailers was he in?
like all of
he
them.
was,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
I
main-
thought he was going to be like a big part of the movie. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on IMDb, he was the 7th highest, like person on the
Probably
cast.
because he was the 7th highest paid because it's Michael Keaton.
Well, he was in the thing for 10 seconds. Like,
It also didn't sound like Michael Keaton's voice.
well, you reckon they got like
Yeah, genuinely, I reckon they like
fake.
I reckon they like AI'd like similar to his voice. Like
Oh,
I could
even know.
find a clip of him in like Spider-Man
Yeah.
Homecoming, and then him in that, and it just does not sound like him.
Yeah. I think just as a random thought as well, like when in the final battle scene with Milo and Morbius, like Milo completely like shreds up Morbius. Like he's like, nearly like sort of dead. And then Morbius just like gets all these bats to like swarm Milo and like pin him down. And then he just kills him so easily after having.
They just wanted to end the movie. I think.
Yeah. They're like, oh, okay,
Go on,
fuck it.
bro.
We're done. But yeah, just fucking ended so weirdly. And then you got the Sinister Six like tie in. Yeah, it was just shit.
Best
So-
part about it was actually the fact that there will be a Sinister Six, which I didn't catch
Yeah.
on to until you just mentioned Angus. So.
Yeah.
I
So
hope
who
they
else
do.
is in
Sinister Six has like Scorpion,
Hobgoblin.
which at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming,
multiverse? Yeah.
he's got the Scorpion tattoo on his neck, like in the prison with Adrian Toomes. It's Mysterio, who's already dead, so doesn't really make sense. There's
Hobgoblin.
Well,
Maybe.
Mysterio in 616 could
Wait.
be.
Mysterio was
they have
not,
to bring
he was,
him
he
over.
was
No, but he was lying.
Yeah,
Maybe there was
exactly.
another one out there.
Oh yeah, the one with
yeah.
actual powers rather than drones.
Yeah, real.
Um,
True.
And then there's
Rhino.
Rhino,
Rhino.
and then there's that like barbarian bloke, the
Craven the Hunter.
Craven the
Craven.
Hunter, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's got a movie coming out too, so they are
Yeah.
setting up for it for sure.
Yeah, they need to redeem themselves. Like, yeah, it's just shit.
But can't they just do that in the MCU? Can't they just let Kevin Feige produce it? He's so much better.
They just need to give it up and like just they can still get money for it, but just let
Yeah.
Marvel do it.
Yeah.
You know what I was like? Actually, when the movie started, and it was just like, and it said something about like, with the Marvel comics or something like that. It didn't have like its usual, and I was just like, wait a second, is this not actually? Why am I here? Like,
It's like an Aldi version of Marvel.
yeah. And I was just like, oh,
Home
this is
brand.
gonna be
Home
shit.
brand, yeah. Yeah, so weird.
I think the biggest disappointment was all the trailers were leading up to Spider-Man might be in this, and
Yeah.
reshoots, and there was a lot of reports coming out saying, they've shot a scene with Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
And so that was what kind of got me excited for it, and it just didn't happen at all.
No. And also like I'm pretty sure in the trailers there was like the posters of like
Yeah.
Spider-Man being like a murderer and stuff.
Yeah. And the Oscorp Tower as well from Garfield's.
Oh,
universe.
really?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I think that
just-
was the biggest disappointment.
100%. Maybe they did, but either way, like just shit. Any other sort of final takes on the masterpiece Morbius?
We've got a couple fun facts here.
Okay.
Obviously Leto gets really into his roles.
Yep.
Um,
Method acting.
I feel like he method acts like too much. Like there's some roles you don't need a method act, but this one he read every single bit of Morbius content in like comics that he could.
That's a lot.
Every single one.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a freak.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Well, the writing didn't really let him. Like,
Well, yeah, he didn't go. Yeah, you don't get to utilize all that information he
No.
has in his head. And then with his method acting, even though he doesn't use a wheelchair in the movie, like because he was like all crippled at the start, he had people pushing him around in a wheelchair, like between
way.
scenes.
Morbius.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
That's a bit extreme.
All that for a movie like that, hey?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Fucking hell. Just Yeah, take it down a notch. So that is a wrap for Morbius. Hope you enjoyed it. And now we'll be getting into Fantastic Beasts, Secrets of Dumbledore. Let's get straight in. Guys, what were your sort of favorite scenes or quotes from the movie?
Really love the opening scene. I think it was a great way to kind of introduce Mads Mikkelson into the role and also set up the story arc between him and Dumbledore, which would, is it the plot of the movie? Honestly, I don't know.
We'll get into that.
There's like four different plots and they're all like...
Yeah, they all converge on each other at the end. But yeah, I really loved that scene. I thought that kind of...
And that scene was in the cafe?
Yeah, in the cafe. Yeah. It kind of gave me hope for the movie.
And then and then horrible CGI fire.
Yeah.
First of all.
Oh, yeah. But I agree. Still was a great opening. And also, I think that Jude Law and Mads Mikkelson were great. Like,
they had a good dynamic.
They also acted really well. Obviously, Mads was taking over from Johnny Depp in this one. And I think it was pretty seamless. Like, I liked that they casted him.
Yeah.
And he kind of became Grindelwald, like, immediately, I thought.
I actually didn't realize that Johnny Depp was in the previous films.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it was one of those things that's like when you see something and then you go back and see it again, you're like, wait, what? It wasn't like, it was something different. And
he was in the first one for like 2 minutes.
Just the end.
And then in the second one.
Because it was Polyjuice
And then the second one, you still only follow like Eddie Redmayne and like, his crew. So you
not really
get to
in it.
see Johnny like for probably a total of half an hour.
Yeah.
At max.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I didn't realize that he was actually in it. So I just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought as well, it obviously then cuts to kind of being in the forest with Newt. And there was like a pretty cool battle between him and Credence. And like you see how powerful Credence has become. I was like, okay, like I like this sort of start.
I do like how obviously we're further down the line in these Harry Potter films that the CGI and the editing is a lot better with like these fights.
Yeah,
like they can do a lot more cool stuff. Like,
in comparison to like the first Harry Potter.
Very reminiscent of that fight scene in, I think, the 6th Harry Potter where they're in the fields outside the Weasley house.
Oh,
It reminded me of that a little
Yeah, definitely. I thought it was really cool. I thought as well when Grindelwald kind of has the animal, what are they called again?
Chillin'?
Yeah, Chillin'.
Yeah.
He like slits its throat and I was like, Jesus, like this guy's pretty twisted.
Yeah.
And he lets the blood just like kind of pour all over him. So I was like, okay, like this is an interesting start. Like we'll see where it goes. But yeah, nothing really.
So did the blood give him the power to see? Is that because I didn't really understand that bit?
I think so.
For him to see, he has what's legitimacy, or he's able to just do that like what Snape and Voldemort could do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, clemency.
Clemency, yeah.
Okay,
Right.
interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's able to do that. And when we were watching like that,
the pitch meeting.
Yeah, that pitch meeting YouTube video, and the bloke's like, yeah, so we'll say that Grindelwald has the ability of occlumency. So, we have to make our plan is having no plan at all. So, and
because no one can talk about the plan.
And that's just making it so there's just no plot line, or like we don't know what the main characters are doing.
I didn't understand that.
Just so weird. We'll get into that shortly, but any other sort of parts that you guys liked about it?
I thought the casting was great overall. I thought Jude Law has carried the whole film. Like, I think he's a really, really great actor. Like, pretty much everything he does is amazing. And yeah, I just like how it brings back that like nostalgia of Harry Potter.
Yeah,
I
similar like universe and
you disagree.
It doesn't bring back nostalgia at all because
like not even just like the universe, like even just like them,
just like
even seeing Hogwarts,
being in the world, the Wizarding world.
Yeah, give me 3 minutes of Hogwarts. Though.
But I'll touch on that in my negatives.
Nice. Any other takes?
We're obviously way off the timeline of the movie, but my favorite like part of the movie was the end.
Because it ended, or
no, no, when Kowalski was getting married to Queenie. Yeah. I just thought that was a nice scene, and Dumbledore's outside watching it, and Eddie being like really socially awkward, has got to do the best man speech, and he's like freaking out.
Oh my god!
But it's cool because then it's like, that's like a Muggle wizard relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. That was making me smile a lot. That was probably my favorite scene.
All right, now let's get into the gripes that we've got with this. I think for me, I don't know why this was the first one that I thought of, but Credence and Dumbledore have this battle because, like, obviously it's been revealed that Credence is part of the Dumbledore family, being Aurelius's son. And the fight was so random. Like, it was kind of similar to like Doctor Strange's like
The mirror
dimension. Like, they were kind of just floating through all these puddles and like throwing bricks at each other.
Did they go into the train station or something? I didn't understand.
Like underground or something.
Didn't understand what was going on. And then
that fight, like Credence versus Dumbledore, that should be like insanely powerful.
Yeah.
And then it made me think of like, like when Dumbledore fights Voldemort in the Ministry of Magic, and like he's throwing up like Voldemort's throwing up like fire from his mouth, like some dragon, and Dumbledore's like throwing these like water spheres, and they're just doing like these lightning bolts constantly. There's nothing like cool happening.
Yeah, I think because obviously we do get those sort of lightning bolts later, but I think they were trying to just do a different battle, and it was just weird. I don't know why I didn't like it. What did you guys think about
The worst parts?
Yeah, what was some?
I think overall in the movie, because there is like a minimal plot line, you're just like sort of along for the ride.
You're just like floating along.
They make it like cinematically, it's like amazing. Like you go through all these different countries in the Wizarding World, and that's sick. So the location and the sets are like amazing. So that sort of covers up just for like, I don't know, a subpar plot.
Yeah, I agree. I think
so. It does take you on a journey
actually,
across the world, which is cool.
And as well, like it is a good looking movie, but the contents of it just aren't great.
Obviously the production costs are like sky high.
The set in Berlin was pretty cool. The Ministry of Magic, and I also love how they've kind of like done different Ministry of Magics in each different city. It's like slight variations.
Because we haven't really got that sort of international element in the Harry Potters.
Yeah, and then like number 4 when you get Durmstrang and Burbattens come along.
Yeah.
That's about like the extent you get to know wherever else. Yeah, Crumb.
I thought another one that like really annoyed me was you get introduced to Lally Hicks, played by Jessica Williams, and
wait, is she the one that's like written a book? Like they're both written books, which
so she
like
she's
Harry
a teacher
and Hermione
at
like
Hogwarts.
used to like do.
Was she a teacher at Hogwarts or the American? I thought it was the American
Maybe it was the American school.
But she's written a book, and they study that book.
They study the book. Yeah.
First of all, like her accent was like English, but also American. So I was like, what's going on? Second one is the way she apparates is she has this book and all the pages like fly out of it, and they got to wait like 20 seconds just standing there, and then they jump into the book. It's like, can you not just fucking apparate like normally?
It was so odd.
The book, the page thing,
fight scene thing. Oh god.
What about teasing us that Dumbledore's given a Muggle, Kowalski, a wand, and I was like, oh, this could be hectic. Like, imagine if he's got like, imagine if Dumbledore knew he's got like a bit of magic inside of him, like he's a mudblood or something.
Yeah.
And then no, they just like use him as a decoy.
It's a fake. Yeah, like what is that?
I thought that would have been really cool.
Yeah, they just didn't do anything with it. I thought another one that we're obviously jumping over the place a bit, but the character who's kind of part of their crew, but his name's Yusuf, I think, Yusuf Kama, and like he weirdly just starts working for Grindelwald.
Yeah.
Like it's meant to be like as a spy or whatever, but they never really explain it because they can't reveal their plan stupidly. But then at the end of the movie, he like wipes out all the guys to save Newt and whoever else, and it's like, okay, great, like he's come back. And it just had no impact.
I don't care about him.
Yeah,
like,
no one cares.
It's just unnecessary, I think.
Yeah,
but also like when does he take away his sister's memories? Is that what he does?
Oh yeah, that actually was pretty gnarly though.
But why doesn't he just take away all the memories he has of Dumbledore, and then he could be one follower?
Like
that's true.
Could have done it so differently in that aspect, 100%. And equally as well, the like assistant Monty. She is the one who like brings the case at the very end, like so that no one could know. And she's like, oh, like I had to keep it secret. And like that was the whole twist of the movie. And it's like, cool.
Yeah,
like
it's just a diversion. It's like,
wasn't it? Yeah, it was meant to like when they
be like the big reveal.
They all picked the cases and none of them were meant to know which one, but the whole time she knew which one was the one she was meant to take.
Yeah.
I guess like they could have picked the one that was in front of her, but
she knew the whole time.
Yeah, it was just fucking weird.
I think
what were some other parts?
personally, I think that just the whole like universe wizarding world thing, I just can't get over Harry Potter. I can't just watch it. I can't look at this movie and just be like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good. Like I'm just expecting Harry Potter to come out, which I know is probably far from what's gonna happen. But it's like
he's not born yet.
yeah, I know, but I'm like, you kind of like, this is the same universe. Like,
Yeah,
you're so like ingrained in Harry Potter, like
Yeah.
you've grown up on it. You're like, yeah, I'm expecting.
Yeah, what I say with that is like, I'm just saying, is the effect of these like the charming effect of these movies, is it wearing off on us as we get older? Like, because we grew up with those Harry Potters, and every single time you flick one of those on, you're like, oh, pure nostalgia. Like it just hits you. Well, that's so you're loving it. But when these new storylines come out, and like, you know, we're 23, 4, whatever.
Yeah.
You can't appreciate it as much, or you're not like as soaked into it.
Well, that's the thing. Like usually a lot of these kind of, you know, reboots or spin-offs will take something from the old ones so that there's a bit of carryover. Like
yeah, they do these like tiny little hints, like, you know, Newt Scamander, but he's written Fantastic Beasts, which is what they used to read in, you know, the third Harry Potter or whatever. And then, you know, they do little references back to back, like to stuff that's going to happen in the future. And you go, like, oh, wow. And then, you know, it's over in like 5 seconds.
The other thing is like, if you're going to start something new and like do 6 or 7 movies, which is what they plan to do, like we need to care about these characters, but like who's the main character?
Who cares for Newt? Where'd you end up?
Newt's this like socially awkward guy. Like this movie's called Secrets of Dumbledore, but like,
what were his secrets, by the way?
I don't know. I don't know.
The blood pact. The blood pact. Get into the blood pact. Oh my
God.
Don't start me on the blood pact.
Okay, let's talk about the blood pact. So at the start, we get like, and it's been hinted in the other two that they can't go against each other.
Yeah.
And like, then it's like kind of strangling him stuff just for thinking about.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, this thing's like
fucking hell,
real.
like,
Yeah.
And then at the end, like, oh no, like fate, like allowed me to go against him, and it's like, okay, sweet.
It was like
it's gone.
Like Dumbledore was like, oh that was pretty like shocking. Oh, it's all good. Like
yeah.
He was like pretty like shocked that it just like went away.
Do we ever see Grindelwald's blood pact thing as well, or does
Never.
It have one?
I think
No, it's a singular one between them.
It's only a singular one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Dumbledore holds it.
Right, I see.
But in that pitch meeting, the guy's like kind of paying out how the blood pact just went away, and he's like, "Oh no, but it's magic, so like you can't question it." It's like that's what they've done. Like,
but yeah, the thing is what you said. Like, it plays such an integral part through like the first 3 movies of this whatever 6-part series, and then it just vanishes like that. Like the director was just like, just get rid of it.
Yeah.
It's also integral to like Dumbledore's character as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, this whole thing with Grindelwald that I don't think they hinted at maybe in the books a little bit, but it's, you know, a quite big thing to just get rid of straight away like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that they then, now that it's like broken, they then have like a 1-minute battle, and I don't know about you guys, but I was thinking, okay, like we can get past it if it's a good like epic battle between these two, like the biggest wizards in the world.
Bolts.
Well, it was like a few lightning bolts, and then they just stop because like they like hug or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like they
love each other.
They're obviously trying to drag it out for the next ones, but like fucking just do something.
Wait, so what? We just watched them try catch Grindelwald. The next movie, are we going to watch him chase down Grindelwald again because he escaped?
Like he got away.
He got away. So it's just
and then
like
he gets away one more time, and then
chasing
there's a final
Grindelwald
battle.
again.
I don't know.
Number 6. That's when they're gonna get him.
Yeah. The other thing is like it's obviously Fantastic Beasts, but do you guys give a shit about the Beasts?
No.
Maybe in the first one.
The first one was great.
First
You got
one.
to see
Like,
First inside his briefcase, that was pretty cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
And
But like this one didn't have
Well,
it.
it moves.
See inside the
It's called
briefcase?
Fantastic
I don't
Beasts. It
think
moves
so.
away from the beasts. Like, but they just had to have that chillin' to like keep the title of the movies alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing is that he's got that like kind of platypus beast who's like, you know, they try and make him like a bit of comedic relief. And there's a part in that slow-mo scene I think when someone's like coins were like in the air or something, and the
when he's
platypus
escaping
is
the
like
jail, yeah.
reaching
Yeah.
for the
Grabbing
coins,
him.
and everyone in the
Yeah.
cinema laughed. I was like, that is not funny. Like,
Yeah, that platypus can fuck off.
yeah, just fuck
I
off.
actually like the little like stick insect thing.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
'cause
like,
he's
Actually, that
useful.
scene was good.
He's
I'm
useful. He
not gonna
picks
lie.
locks and everything,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
like he's got
when
a
he
bit
picked
of
the lock,
Oh.
and then he went and like and saved him. There was that big scorpion thing in the
That
well.
thing was freaky as
Yeah.
that was freaky.
Yeah.
What about speaking of? What about the like
crab walking.
crab walking?
Oh, that
What
was
the
so
fuck
cringe.
was
I
that?
forgot about that until you mentioned it.
Yeah, let's talk about
3
it.
minutes. 3 minutes of crab walking.
That was painful to
And
watch.
so many people laughed in the cinema
No
as
way.
well. Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, this is hilarious." I'm like, "No, it's not."
Yeah, I had that as well, but it was just
Yeah.
me.
I think I
Oh, so you were laughing, Josh, were you?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
If I saw this movie,
before I saw it, I saw this like glimpse of Jimmy Kimmel was interviewing Eddie Redmayne about the movie, and they were talking about like, oh, can you share anything like that like happens in the movie? And Eddie Redmayne was like trying to publicize this crab walk, and he's like, I won't say anything, but all I'll do is like this, and he like did the dance. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Man, it's not like it's not epic. Like it's not cool. Like
It's you've got this like really terrifying monster that's like about to kill them.
Yeah.
yeah,
Also,
Just-
what did his brother do? I still don't understand. Like, did they just imprison it, like put him in prison for the sake of it? Or,
I think so
yeah.
because he's an Eora. Like they just wanted to get rid of him.
So, therefore,
oh
he's
no,
a bad
because
guy.
he like infiltrated the German ministry, so he had power over a few guys there, and they were oh, might as well just this guy's
Just
an Aura.
chuck you in jail.
He's an American Aura, just get him in jail.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
because they're corrupt.
Also, I feel like it got swept under the rug. So in the last movie, his wife or girlfriend, who's played by Zoe Kravitz, she
Yeah.
sacrifices herself or dies.
Mm.
But then that's just like forgotten about.
No,
Like,
no,
Grim-
he's pretty cut up about it. There's a few
like,
scenes.
yeah, but like
where-
barely.
where she gets mentioned and he's like off it. But then what about how it's probably I don't know, it's probably like a contract thing, but the other Queenie's sister just
Oh,
doesn't.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Oh
And
my
then
God.
we watched that in that YouTube video, that pitch meeting, or whatever. God, this guy's getting a lot of shout
But
outs.
also Nagini as well, wasn't in it. And she had a big
Oh,
part
yeah.
to play in the
I
second
forgot
one.
about her.
yeah, yeah.
Why wasn't she in the third one?
I have
But
no
he says,
idea.
what about how Queenie, her sister, is like been like taken by Grindelwald, converted.
Yeah.
They're sort of going to save her and take down Grindelwald, and she's like, "No, I'm busy like with
Yeah.
other stuff." Like, no, you're not busy. This is the most like intense thing that's happening in the wizarding
There's
world.
like a war
and
about
you're an
this stuff.
aura. Like, why aren't you helping out?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's also like a very big part of the other movies. And in the first one, it was kind of teased that Newt and her had a bit of a thing, no?
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
brought that
That-
back at the end. She was in the movie for 5 minutes.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, made no sense.
I
It's a great movie.
I
They're all
have
over the
no
shop,
idea. Also, at the wedding, when they do see each other, like Newt's being all like awkward, like
Well, what do you
Yeah.
expect? Is
and just oh man, it really annoyed me. The other thing is just to like sort of as a final note, like was it meant to be about Dumbledore or who's it meant to be
I don't
about?
know.
don't know.
I went into the movie. I was like, not a big fan of these movies anyway.
Yeah.
But it's about Dumbledore, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be cool. Like, it's gonna bring back some real nostalgia. Like, this
Yeah.
is gonna be great. And like to be fair, like Jude Law was great. I thought like he was good, but there just wasn't enough of him. Like he's such a like
yeah,
a
he's one of the best
strong
actors in
wizard.
that slate of actors.
Yeah.
And,
But it's
he
like
did
they
last
didn't
movie.
showcase like his abilities and his powers, like
Yeah.
to the extent of what we see in the original Harry Potters.
Being a Harry Potter fan as well, like this one dived into a lot more of like the Dumbledore family history and like
Yeah.
and the connection between Grindelwald and the sister and
Mm.
and I
Which
already
is
sort
cool
of
to
like
see.
I watched like heaps of YouTube videos like from all these like blokes who are like bigger Harry
Yeah.
Potter fans than me. I already knew all that stuff. Like I already knew that they'd had a fight and like killed the sister and whatnot.
Because
Like,
she was
so-
an obscurial.
yeah.
as
So
well.
there's all these facts that Harry Potter fans know just from like reading extra content from J.K. Rowling and whatnot
Mm.
that you sort of already knew before going into this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Like, we're talking about how there's these things that kind of weren't really talked about. Also, like, the writing was pretty weird. A lot of it didn't make much sense. But the writers were J.K. Rowling herself and Steve Kloves, who did Deathly Hallows Part 2. So it's like they've
And
done.
David Yates is the
and
director.
David Yates is the director.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
these people have made, like, the best Harry Potter, in my opinion. Like
they had good foundations to work with the
Is that 'cause
original
they had
ones.
the book though, like to help them? Or
that's true. There's obviously
Yeah.
more source material than Fantastic Beasts.
it'd be interesting to know how much of this JK actually wrote. She might have just
Yeah,
had
because it was just one
influence.
book, right? Fantastic Beasts.
I think, yeah.
I thought it was like a short story.
I thought it was a
type
short
thing.
story. Yeah, yeah.
They're just
like the
pumping
Hollows.
movies out.
They've just dragged 3 movies out of this really small book.
Yeah, and there's more.
There's
to come.
minimum 2 more to come. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the other thing is that obviously Ezra Miller's gone. Like, he's not going to be in it, right?
Credence is a shit character, man. They expect us all to like empathize with him that he's been like left
Yeah.
alone, but like you've just been killing all these people and being a fuckwit, so I don't care. Like,
And now he's going to be on the good team.
well,
Yeah. Any other final takes?
I didn't get and it was kind of played out in the second one as well, but Professor McGonagall, wasn't she born in like the 1940s or something? And this is set in the 1920s.
This is definitely in the 20s.
That was one of the unanswered questions from the second one that they just kind of swept over.
Yeah, because she was in the second one, right?
Yeah, she was. Yeah. And I think in this one,
I think-
Dumbledore asks her to take his classes or something.
yeah, I
Or-
think
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think JK, she's known for like stuffing up some timeline sort of things.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
She doesn't really mind.
I feel like it's a bit of a cop out, but Dumbledore was like hundreds of years. No, he's like, don't they joke that he's like 150
Yeah, give or take.
in
Give or take.
in
yeah.
Harry Potter? So he would be what, like 50 in this one?
Yeah, maybe his age is slower.
Yeah. So maybe they just age
So
slower
maybe he
in
has
the
the
Wizarding world.
Philosopher's Stone and is using
That's
that.
true.
But I think Josh might be right. I'm pretty sure if you look up where like when McGonagall was born, like it doesn't line up with this.
Yeah.
Or is it her mum?
Could be.
Maybe it is a mum. Yeah,
I
it could
also
Who's
Could
a
have the
teacher
same-
as well.
Same
Yeah.
name. And,
Same name, same
Yeah.
face.
yeah. Who knows, honestly.
I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll keep watching it because I like hope for better, but
Will you? Will you
Like,
keep watching
yeah,
it?
I'll keep doing it. To be honest.
Well,
Next
that's
one
the
they're going to
thing, like-
say like Harry Potter's secrets, like whatever. Like they're going to try and get people back in by
yeah. I don't
spinning a
know.
yarn.
Like in the last one was pretty underwhelming, and at the end I was like, okay, like they've got some stuff to play with, and then I was like, okay, Credence is like pretty powerful, like he like blows
the
up a
Phoenix
mountain
and
or
stuff,
something at the
yeah.
end,
Yeah.
but then this one just did nothing. So if the next one redeems itself, then maybe I'll stick with it. But nonetheless, not a great film.
A good venting session actually.
Yeah, needed to really get that off my chest.
Yeah.
So that is a wrap for both Morbius and Fantastic Beasts. Hope you enjoyed the double header. So thank you so much, as always, for listening into this episode of Cinemates, a podcast where a bunch of mates chat about cinema over some drinks. And a huge thank you to Angus, Matt, and Josh for coming on the show. It was great to chat with you.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
No worries. Enjoyed it. And as always, please let us know what you want to hear about in future episodes. And if you want to send in a mailbag or do an elevator pitch to me, send us a DM on Instagram or TikTok at cinemaze_. Otherwise, we will catch you for the next episode. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Cinemates. Make sure to follow us and leave a review on your chosen streaming platforms. Also, check out our Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube channel for more Cinemaze content. In the spirit of reconciliation, we acknowledge Australia's First Nations people as the traditional owners and custodians of the land and pay respect to the Cammeraygal people of the Eora Nation upon whose country Cinemaze is based. We honour the storytelling and culture of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities across Australia. Also, in the spirit of chatting with mates, remember it's always important to check in with those around you. Whether it's friends, family, or colleagues, sometimes they may be going through a hard time, and chatting with them may reassure them that they aren't alone. If you or anyone you know is ever struggling, call Lifeline on 13 11 14.